Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here on Ravenport. We are going to carry straight on from where we left off in the last episode, so let's get to it. I would like to lease several cotton harvesters. Not just one, but a number of cotton harvesters is what I would like to lease in order to be able to do this. I'll let that one carry on and just finish that bit off up through there. And I will just polish that bit there, and then I'll fold this one up. I'm going to run this down to the other end of the field. I'm going to take this one over the other side. I'm going to stop it there. You know what? No, I'm going to leave this one over here, and I'm going to keep this one on this side ready for doing this side again. And let's unfold and do that bit there that we've left behind. And then the other tractor, that one can go over and do the slightly smaller field, because I think it will do better with turning at the bottom of the field over there. Because just those turns are going to be difficult enough for it as it is. Like this one here, because it's a longer machine, I don't know if it's going to like want to cope with the turns as quite as well as the other one does. I've got 5,800 litres left. That's more than enough to complete the small field over there, and just this little tiny strip that we got here. So we can actually start fast-forwarding time, but we're going to have to get a bit more money. That's the only thing we're going to need. If I want 8 cotton harvesters up here, that means I'm going to need $200,000 to be able to lease them. Just to be able to lease the cotton harvesters, I need $200,000 to do it. There's a little tiny patch right there that has been missed. There, right, I have now got that little tiny patch, so let's go racing down through here with you, and we're going to go to 120 times speed on the time. Hopefully we can get one growth stage. That's all we need, is a single growth stage. We don't need lots, we don't need loads and loads of growth turning up, we just want one growth stage so that we can start doing the next lot of fertilizer, and I'm kind of hoping that that's going to turn up before midnight, and then I can start a tractor spreading on this field, and I can start a tractor spreading on the next field as well. Now, did I do this from the bottom end and let them work all the way up to the top, or was it from the top end? I think it was from the top end, and I let them work all the way down, didn't I? Can't remember now. Yes, it was, wasn't it? We started at the very top end, and I let the hired help carry on and do it, and it worked its way all the way down to the very bottom end. And that worked out quite nicely. So we'll do that. We'll set this one up in position up here. And then, in theory, it should... Oh, there we go. Right, now I can slow time down again. That should have got... Yes, it looks like everything is planted all the way across. So we'll unfold you. And we have a look here. So we've got all of that one ready to go, all of that one ready to go. I'll bring this one over here like that and park it there. We'll go round the outside once we finish doing the rest of it. Manually set that one going there. And you will go... Yeah, he's met up that... I'm just going to leave that one going. And I'm going to... You want to go the other way. I go like that there, and we go straight into this one. Unfold that one like that, and I'll start from this side over here like I did last time. I'll start from over here, and then we'll run down to the other end of the field, but I'm just wondering... Right, we're going to run up through here. I got that bit there. How much is that going to interfere with us? Really sure how it's going to cope with that bit. So what I'm thinking is if I go over to here, I'll line it up with the edge of that field, and then I think the rest of it will simply be a single pass around... Like one pass around the edge of this field should be enough. So if I bring that in there, like that, and I swivel that one around there like that, I'm hoping if I start here, there's the edge of it. So we actually had quite a bit of an overlap on there. That brings it all the way up to here, and then that's the top end of the field. So this one will come down here. We'll just watch that. We'll keep an eye. I'll let that one come up through and do its turn round and then go back again. And we'll see what it does when it gets back to the other side. Here we go. The big question. Is it going to actually turn? And yes, it is. It's going to stop right there. So we've got one pass to go round the edge of this. We'll let it keep doing this, and that bit should be just fine there. And we also need to keep an eye on the other fertilizer spreader as well. We'll let this one just start here, and then we'll go over and check the other one. And this one is... well, he's doing alright on that bit there. He's left a huge, great big chunk on that end of the field, but he seems to be doing the turns alright. Sorry, I should say she. I do apologise, Mrs. Case Driver. But yeah, she does seem to be doing an absolute grand job on there. How far back is she going? Oh, no, that's as far as she's going. So she's going to turn around there and keep going with that, which means that that one will work well. Wait a minute. Just had a sudden thought. When I returned all of our... no, I didn't. We've still got that one right there. Because I did think that we maybe, just maybe, might want to sell some more chicken eggs. That might be the way for us to get our $200,000 that we will need in order to be able to do all of the harvest. Now, there's little point in us worrying about that right now, because we've got a full 24 hours at least to go before all of this is actually grown. But you know, it does get through there pretty quickly. So let's just pop down here a minute. We'll use the Mahindra and we'll have a little drive around and we'll see what sort of money we're making. We've got a load of bales right there. And I'm thinking that we might load those bales up and sell them over at a bale sell point somewhere. Maybe you could do that tomorrow. We'll also go up here and... right, we've hardly got any eggs at all. So if we're going to do egg selling in order to be able to make a bit of money... well, I suppose 24 hours. 24 hours does allow for a generation of a reasonable number of eggs. We can't really complain. Yeah, that's going to be alright. We've got plenty of food for them. They've got no worries with food. Sheep are quite low on water, but again, they're doing fairly well. And then our horses here, they've got pretty much everything they need. Those are at 44. These are at 55. And then these... oh, for a minute there I thought they were at 100%. And I thought, well, I've completely mistimed that. But no, we got those at 30 and these are at 60. So... horses, we will be doing horses again in the next map. I will probably just buy one large pen of horses because the large pen, it takes 16, doesn't it? We go and have a look in here. Animal pen right there. The horse paddock takes up to 8 and that takes up to 16. So I got 16 horses. I'll get the 16, I'll get the large pen with 16 horses in it, and that should work out quite nicely then. We'll be able to make a nice little bit of money doing that. Because it not only does it get your names in the game, which is a huge plus for you guys, but another huge plus is that we can make a decent bit of money out of you as well. And that's always good. That's always nice. If I can invite you into the game and make money off of your backs as well... fantastic. That's absolutely awesome. I'm quite happy to bring you in and make money off of your labours as well. I've got no qualms whatsoever about doing that. Right. Fertilizer spreading is a little dull, and I don't want to spend all my time doing fertilizer spreading, so I'm going to go for a little drive. I'm going to take this one up to the top, and I'm going to see if we can launch this one right off the top of the cliff without causing us too much problems. I'm hoping that we can get a straight, easy launch. Straight, easy jump if we can. And clear all of the track and everything down below. There should be the odd place up there that we can do this. Now, we know that there is a place over in the town that's got a container that you could, in theory, jump through. But it doesn't seem to work very well. It's not, like, set up in such a way that we can easily jump through it. And... that wasn't... At least I landed on my feet. That wasn't quite what I was planning to do right there. That was definitely not part of the master plan. Let's take this one back up round again and have another go at this. I am sure that we'll be able to do this sensibly and carefully. Make it a lot easier. Yeah, it was right here that we kind of went a little bit wrong. Things went sour at this point. Now, it's right here that we want to come off. So we want to go up there. And it's kind of here that you want to get. You want to bring it straight out there. That's where I want to go. But it'll probably launch me off of that bit, which makes it a little bit more difficult. And the ground here isn't all that... Actually, no, it's not too bad. Right there, it's not too bad. I'm hoping I'll be able to get fast enough speed going straight down through there. 20, 35, 70, and straight off at... Oh! That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad at all. I feel that we did fairly well there. And this is why you have roll bars, ladies and gentlemen. Because if you have roll bars, you can do things like that, and it's 100% safe. It's 100% safe if you've got the right roll bars. Now, if the right roll bars, you know that material that Captain America's shield is made from? I can't remember exactly what it is. It's not adamantite, which is what Wolverine's claws are made from. Although it could be that as well. It's a mixture of adamantite and whatever it is that's in Captain America's shield. Both of them are, like, unbreakable and can't be destroyed, aren't they? I think that's the whole theory with the shields. And also Wolverine's claws. Yeah, well, whatever that metal is, that's the metal that we have in our roll bars. If you don't have that metal in it, then when you launch yourself off a cliff like we just did, all that happens is the roll bar crumples up, and yeah, you don't want to do that. You don't want to. If you insist on going out and jumping off a mountain without adamantite roll bars, please make sure that your affairs are in order before you go and do the jumping, because you won't be able to put your affairs in order afterwards. Right, I'm just going to stop that one there a second, and I'm going to go and check up on our fertilizer spreaders and see how they're doing. This one is doing a wonderful job, actually. We will just ride with this one down through here. The other one over there looks like it's doing great as well. We're just going to ride this one down to the bottom and make sure that it does actually turn properly. The last one turned all right, but it was slightly to the side. This one may struggle because it may go up against the cultivator down there. So we'll have a look at that. And yes, apparently steering around the cultivator is just a little bit too much for the poor hired helps to cope with. So instead, they just stop right where they are, break out the sandwiches, and wait for somebody to come and rescue them, and show them how to operate a steering wheel. You see this? This is called a steering wheel. It turns the wheels on your tractor, and you don't just have to rely on the GPS to do it for you. You can actually turn them yourselves, and you can go round obstacles. It's a truly, truly wonderful thing. Strongly recommend that you try it one day. But we all know that you won't. We all know that you won't. Right, that one can carry on doing what it's doing. You're doing a great job. You can carry on doing what you're doing. And I'm going to go back to this one. And we're going to go... I know that I have quite some time ago gone for a long drive around the map. But we haven't done it for ages. So we're going to go whizzing out over this way. And see if we can find something to jump our little Mahindra off of. We can go up to 60 miles an hour in this beast. I didn't actually realise we could go quite... I thought it was 45 for some reason. I don't know why I was thinking 45, but I did think that 45 was the limit. So let's see what happens when we go up here. If I can get this just right. And... Oh, did you see that? That was an absolutely perfect jump. Landed square on the wheels. And yes, we've also got titanium-infused rubber on our wheels, because otherwise they all would have just popped when we landed, but obviously they didn't because of the titanium infused rubber. It's a very complex creation process. We won't go into it now. You'd have to have all sorts of degrees in chemistry to fully understand what goes on with that. It's taken some of the greatest minds on the planet to create these titanium infused rubber wheels, but they work. That's all we need to worry about right now, is the fact that they work. And quite frankly, I'm very impressed with that jump that we made off of there, and I think that maybe we should be trying to do that again. Trying to do it off of this side doesn't work very well, because you can't hit the railway and then jump. It doesn't let you do that, does it? If we come all the way around here, going across the tracks is the bit that messes us up. We can't, like, hit that ramp, because the tracks beforehand do that to us. And so all you end up doing is this comfortable sort of roll. Right. I have done this before, where I've actually been able to put the thing the right way up. Apparently I'm not going to be able to do that today. Oh, that's why. Turning the wheels, because that front wheel is just slightly off. It's not allowing me to move at all. It's slightly off the ground, which is enough that I can't quite turn. Doesn't seem to be wanting to move at all. And I can't jump out. Oh, there we go. Right, I managed to get out. I was just thinking, if I could cut a branch down, I could poke this one the right way up. We'll leave that for a minute. We need to go and check on these machines over here anyway. Right, you are still doing a wonderful job, and you down here have partially done a wonderful job. You've done a partial wonderful job. So I'm going to bring this one back over here, like this. I'm going to move it up the hill ever so slightly, like that. And I'm going to start spreading fertilizer again. And then I'm just going to manually go around the field now. We're going to finish this one off. And then this field will be completely finished. So all we need to do is once around the field, this one will be completely done. And then I need to move to the next one, and we'll have to start doing around the edge of that field. Why are you on the wrong side of the tracks down there? I didn't think that you did that. I thought that was a thing that they didn't do. Drive on the wrong side of the tracks. I thought that they avoided driving on. Maybe it was because of where the train is or something. I'm sure there is a very valid reason that it went and did it, but it's definitely just driven on the wrong side of the tracks, and that does have me concerned about tractors being catapulted way into the air and ending up in places that they really shouldn't be. I'm more than a little bit concerned about. What happens if the train comes through when you're on the wrong side of the tracks? Does that happen, or have you, like, carefully planned and coordinated with the train driver exactly where he is, where you are, and things like that? Go around. I'll just finish off this field a second. That's most of it now. We've just got this little pointy bit up this end, and then one single pass all the way down across, and the job is done. Nice and easy. It's taken a long time to get to this point. One thing that we will do with the next map is, I don't want to be stuck having to rely on having to wait for absolutely ages while we do loads and loads of fertilizer spreading. So I'm possibly, almost definitely, certainly going to have a number of machines for doing fertilizer, so that we can get out and we can hit all the fields at once, go through them, and, like, I mean, now we've sped it up a little bit with having 2 of these doing it, but I think we will do even better than that. We will have 3 or 4 going up and down the fields, and that will get the fertilizer jobs done really fast. I've given it a little bit of thought. I've been thinking about this, and I'm thinking that we will start off with needing ploughing and all the lime, the weeds, the whole lot. We'll go in needing all of that, and then we can tweak it later on and switch some of those things off as we sort of get fed up with doing it. Because it does reach a point where, yeah, there's only so many times you can go across a field with a sprayer and get the same sense of accomplishment and satisfaction and pleasure out of doing it eventually it gets a little bit dull. So that's the general idea, I think. We will start off by needing to do it, but we will change over so that we're not relying on having to do that all the time. And hang on, I want to go up round there, just get that little bit, that stripe that's missed, and then come down around there like that. There's just these two little triangle bits that are finished, or to be finished, that we've still got. That one there, and then we'll chase over onto the next field and start going around that one. We've got the bit up in the top corner that we need to finish off, and there's probably some bits of tidying up that we need to do down over here as well. So there's that one done. There's another one done. Another bit that we can tick off our to-do list, well, our done list now. You've just about finished there, so I'm going to go over that side with this tractor and just set the manual help going, and it should manually do that little bit over there. And then while that one does that with the hired help, I can then switch over to the other tractor and tidy up the top and bottom ends of the field over that side all the way round, and it should all come together absolutely gloriously and finish off. We'll sort of meet in the middle and everything will all be done, and absolutely every single little part of this field will be completed. So helper I has now finished their task. We're going to go along here, and that's where I want to start spreading. So I want to go into there like that. It goes just to the edge. It's going right to the very edge of what my spreader can reach at the moment. So there may be the tiniest little strip that we... Nope, now it's reached the edge of the field. Right, that's good. It's now reached the edge of the field, but I think there may be well, minuscule. Such a small amount that it, quite honestly, it's not going to be worth us bothering with. So we can sort of bring this one over this way like this. And then I can swing it round like that. And now if I press the hired help going, you can see where that one comes all the way out to on that corner there. And then spreads all the way out over. You're going to go up to there like that. Now what are you going to do? You're going to reverse back. I just want to make sure that the cars don't drive underneath this one. I'm really hoping that they don't. And then we can just leave it to it. Right, it looks like it's going... Yeah, he's going to be alright. Wrong way. Go to you. Over here. You haven't finished at all. You're not even close to finished. Right. I'll run this one up along here, and I'll get the bit up the top, and then there is a little bit down the other end, but there's only like a couple triangle bits to do down the other end, so we haven't really got very much at all down there. Certainly nothing that we need to concern ourselves with particularly. Let me get that bit right there. And yeah, so our next action, our next thing that we're going to need to do is we've got a truck. We're going to need a trailer so that we can go and collect up the cotton bales that we're going to be making in these fields. But so we got the truck to pull it, we got the lorry to pull it, but we don't have a trailer in order to be able to load those things up. That's one thing that we're going to spend out some money on. And then the other thing that we're going to spend out a bit of money on is the cotton harvesters themselves. Cotton harvesters themselves, they're going to set us back in the region of $200,000, which is not very cheap. That's really not very cheap. We're going to have to... I don't know if we're going to be able to get that much from the eggs. I know that we can get some money from the eggs, but I honestly don't know if we're going to be able to scrape together that much from them. We got a little bit of wool that we can sell as well, but again, I don't think there is that much money available in the wool to be able to sort of scrape all that kind of money together. So this is going to require some careful thought. What we might be able to do is just, instead of going for eggs and wool, we may just be able to increase our loan yet more. And that'll give anybody that takes over the map from us a bit more of a challenge to repay the entire loan, as well as sort of sort everything else out that might need sorting out. We're going to leave this place... Yeah, if you want to take over this save game file, you're going to have a bit of work to do. A little bit more spreading fertilizer onto the railway line, just to make sure that everybody has got a job. Because we're nice like that, as we said before. Right, that is everything done there, so I'll fold that one up. The top one up there, I will leave that one. Now, I could run this back down to the farm, but quite honestly, I've got a huge quantity of machinery up here now. And I'm kind of thinking that we're just going to leave the rest of the machinery up here as well. So I'll park that one up there, because I don't really need to use that one elsewhere. And then we'll go over to this one. It's just got this tiny little bit to do right there, and then that one will be finished. And we will just double check that we've got everything. I mean, if I look here, there's a little bit there, and I told you we missed a little bit right there. Honestly, I don't think that really matters. I'll go and get the bit down by the tree, but the rest of it, I'm not too fussed about. So I'm going to stop there like that. Bring this one out round there like that. And we get this bit here. I suppose if I'm driving back down the other way, I could go and get a little bit of that other slice that we missed. This is marginal amount, but we have missed it, and I know that some of you are going to be bothered by this. We said we would do 2 coats of fertilizer across the entire field. So 2 coats of fertilizer across the entire field is really something that we should be aiming for. You over there. Now, I've got to find the right spot for it. We only go in a straight line up through here. Ah, there it is. I can see it's just ever such a slight dip in the edge of it. Right about here, I think. Am I fertilizing? Yes. A little tiny bit there, and a little bit over here as well, I think. Yes, there as well, and that's done. Now let's have a look at the map. Nice! Right, we have actually done the entire map. We've done absolutely everything. So I'm going to take this tractor as well, and I'm going to park this one up down there. Now, we've got very little in the way of water in for the sheep. So we've got a small tractor down the bottom that we could put something in for the sheep. We can start fast-forwarding time again. So we go all the way up to 120. We now need to simply wait for the crop to grow. We've got enough fertilizer. We've got enough water in for the sheep for them to be kept happy for now, and that will see them out to the end. But I can always go and put a little bit more in. We've got the other tractor, the Fiat, down the bottom, so I could just use that one and run a little bit in. So I run this in through here, and bring you into there like that. Park you up. Right, now, if I go... we need to do something with that Mahindra. We can't leave that one out there. I'll get you here, and I'll go and move this... I'll go and put this... actually, no, this Terminator bit. This is one that we're not using. This is one that we weren't using at all. You can use it to go on the back of these Great Plains Cedars, or to, like, go in front of the Great Plains Cedars. So we'll leave this one here because it can be used in conjunction with the Great Plains Cedars. So we know that that can be used. It does have a use. It has purpose. And then we'll drive the truck all the way back home. And then we should be looking at skipping the night, I think. And then after that, then we're looking at seeing where we can get money, which is going to be in the form of a loan, I'm hoping. If we can do it in the form of a loan, that's going to be a nice, simple, straightforward thing to do. If we can't do it in the form of a loan, then we're going to have to load up another load of eggs or something like that, and get it that way. There are some things we could sell, I suppose, in order to generate some of the cash. The Stevie Mod trailers that we've got for this one, the road train trailers, we can sell those. That's a bit of cash that we could take. What else have we got? Must be a few other... those 2 trailers would make a bit. I don't want to sell the skid steer. We've got all that hay there. I could take that and sell it. Again. Well, there we go, folks. I'm afraid that's it. We've run out of time, which means that we need to head on home. So if you've enjoyed this episode, then please hit down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.